for tuning in to Charlani TV. This is my video on how to make the easiest lasagna ever. Basically, it's gonna be wheat lasagna noodles. I'm going to use lean ground beef and the leanest ground turkey. And then I'm going to use, wait for it, ragu. I'm gonna jazz it up just a little bit, but this is the key to making this, in my opinion. Super simple, yet it's still gonna be very healthy. We'll jazz it up a little. I'll show you how I do that when I get in there. I'll do that with garlic and bay leaves, and then we picked from our garden some fresh basil leaves, so we'll add that in there as well. And then we'll have some mozzarella cheese, and it is just a very quick, easy, super yummy lasagna recipe that I have made for a long time now. Everyone in our family loves it, so I'm hoping that you will too. So if you want to know how to make this, please keep watching. You'll want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And then get your water boiling. I fill it up about halfway. And then get it on your stove and turn that heat up all the way. This is extra lean ground beef. I believe it's 93% and then 7% fat. And then the extra lean ground turkey. And then I like to just mush them up really good. You can go ahead and brown them together. And then I always like to season my meat as well. Even if I'm just browning it, you should always season that too so your meat tastes good as well. That's garlic pepper. And then I also use just a pinch of sea salt. Get that in there. Then just give it a good stir. I like to break up the meat, so the more you stir and break it apart while it's still browning, in the beginning stages of while it's still browning, I should say, you'll have less big chunks in there. Now while the meat's browning, I like to go ahead and cut up our basil. My husband has a garden in our backyard, and he grows herbs and peppers and potatoes, and so I like to go out there and just grab a handful of it and get it in. You know, there's nothing like homegrown vegetables, and if you have a farmer's market and you can get fresh herbs, it is so much better, more flavorful than if you were just to purchase it at a grocery store. Then you go back and give your meat a little bit of a stir, break up some of those bigger chunks again. I do like to use a potato masher. I put on my EVOO glove because the steam will usually burn my hands if I don't have it on there. So I just like to break it up that way, get those big chunks out of there. And this is where I'll add the garlic. You can use fresh garlic if you'd like. This just obviously makes it faster. It's dehydrated garlic and tastes just as good. Mix that in. Now that our meat is browned, it's time to add in the sauce. So I use the Organic Ragu. Organic Ragu has less sodium than the regular traditional, and I just love the way that it tastes. I grew up with it, so that's what I like. I know some people like Prego, some people like Newman's Own. Any sauce will work. It's your preference. I use jar because it's a lot easier and faster for me. I have actually tried to use or make my own, and it came out horrible. So if you've got a recipe that you want to share, please email me. I would love to hear it. I'd love to give it a try. And that was a total of 3 jars, by the way. And then just get it all mixed in there really, really good. Now that the meat and the sauce are all mixed together, it's time to add in your bay leaves. I think I like to do about 6 to 7, just depending on the size of them. Gives it a nice flavor. I like bay leaves. If you don't like bay leaves, then you can obviously omit them. I like the way that they taste. Now I just cover it and let it simmer. Now it's about the time that your water should be boiling. I like to add in a little bit of EVOO just so that when I stick the noodles in, they don't stick together. You'll need a total of 9 noodles. I usually make 10 just because sometimes one will break in half, and I just like to have them all straight and all one piece. So I make an extra one, but you don't need to do that. I usually end up eating the extra one anyways. I like plain pasta, but that's just me. Now it's time to give your pasta sauce a stir. And you'll want to be really careful when you lift off that lid. As you can see, it spits up on it. And you just want to put your spoon in there with the lid kind of down a little bit so that you can break up those air pockets. That way it won't spit at you when you take that lid off. Get your basil in there, give it a good stir, and then you'll want to just put that lid back on and let it simmer away. Your pasta noodles will probably take about 12 minutes to cook. They don't need to be 100% done. A little al dente is just fine. With the moisture from the pasta sauce, it will cook it a little bit when it's in the oven anyways. I like to get it drained, and then I put on really cold water. It keeps the pasta noodles from sticking together when they cool. And again, be careful when you open that lid. Give your sauce one more stir. Now it's time to put everything together. And this is the fun part, assembling your lasagna. I like to put a layer of the sauce so that the noodles don't stick to the very, very bottom. Get a row of noodles on there, then add some more sauce onto that. You'll want to dig out those bay leaves as well. Nobody likes to bite into a bay leaf, so get those out of there when you come across them too. And then you want to add your cheese. I use about 1.5 cups for each layer. There will be a little bit more on that top layer, but in the middle, 1.5 cups is good enough. And then you just layer. So it's a layer of the noodles, a layer of the sauce, and then a layer of cheese. Super easy. And I know there are tons of different ways to make lasagna. You know, I've made lasagna where you use the ricotta cheese and you use eggs to make it more of a cheesy base, and this is fast and easy, and you know, time is precious and I don't have time to spend all day in the kitchen. So this is just a super simple, super quick, and very yummy version of lasagna. Lasagna is also one of those really good meal preps. I mean, if you could get everything situated and cooked and get it put together even, and just put some foil on it and stick it in your refrigerator, you can just go ahead and pop it in the oven when you're ready to eat it. So you could make it during the day and then pop it in for dinner at night, or you can make it the night before and then the next day you can pop it in for lunch or dinner. So I love lasagna. I love pasta in general, and this just kind of is a really good, quick and easy version of it. And since this is the last layer of cheese, I use about 2 cups. It'll give us a nice thick layer of cheese on top. And then you want to get it in your oven. Should be heated now to 350 degrees. You'll want to get it in there for 45 minutes. Now there's always extra pasta sauce, so I have this container that obviously I always put my pasta sauce in. It is super stained. Probably time to switch that out, but I just stick it in the refrigerator, and then you can just whip up some pasta noodles and add some sauce to it, and there you have a whole meal ready to go. Easiest meal prep ever. So now it's time to take off that foil. Just got to be really careful with it. If you didn't tent it enough, which obviously in this instance I did not, then cheese will stick to the top of it. And you don't want that to fall in your oven because it will burn. And it's looking really good. So you'll want to do the next 15 minutes. Same temperature, 350 degrees. You just want to finish it off. Now when that 15 minutes is up, you can actually take it out here. If you don't want a crispy crust on it, we like to have a crispier crust, so I actually stick it on broil and I put it in for an extra maybe 2 to 3 minutes. You got to really, really watch it because it will crisp up really, really quick. Yum! Looks delicious. Now you'll want to let this cool for about 15 to 20 minutes. Let the cheese harden up just a little bit so that when you go to pull it out, it doesn't just kind of slop all over the place. And so yes, I have issues. I am going right for the centerpiece. I don't know why I do that. I just always have. I do it with birthday cakes and pies and anything that can be cut like that. I'll always take the centerpiece. How good does that look? Yum! Thanks for watching how to make my super easy lasagna. I hope that you found it helpful. If you did, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like notification on when I post new videos, then I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a great night. Bye. You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Guess you like it.
I do. Very good.
I just spit food out. It is very good.